Hi, my name is Melvin Way. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which features many plant growing series. This one is about growing cantaloupe from seeds. So it's day 0, and I'll have many more episodes to follow. So originally, cantaloupe referred only to the non-netted orange flesh melons of Europe. Now it means pretty much any orange flesh melon of Cucumis mellow. It's the same species as honeydew, which I grew in 2013. It's the most popular melon in North America. Personally, I like honeydew better. Cantaloupes are fairly cheap around where I am, and I bought 2. Each one was 99 cents, and they each contain hundreds of seeds. So I did 3 rounds of rinsing. I scooped maybe 150, 200 seeds into this cup and picked out the larger pieces of pulp. But other than that, there's still a lot of residual pulp and hence sugar in there, which I typically eschewed in the past. But this is perhaps a more natural approach, and if nothing else, it's quick and dirty, saves a lot of time. So after my mango seed germination failed, I decided to use the pot for this. I'm going to redistribute some of the seeds into the middle and not bury things too deep. That's just maybe 1 centimeter to 2 centimeters of soil on top, potting mix, and obviously I'm not going to pack it down like a bulldozer, which would be very bad, but you don't want it too loose either, so that things start shifting around after they germinate, because that would be bad as well. So just gently pat things down and water and hope for the best. I know this is a huge quantity of cantaloupe seeds to be planting at one time in just one pot, as these vines can get very, very large. And I don't particularly intend to carry this all the way to fruition, no pun intended, because I have a passion fruit vine that's my main series, most popular one of 2017. And as you can see in the background, it's going around the balcony rail like a trellis, and that takes up a lot of space and uses up a lot of resources, so I don't have space outside of this balcony to grow a second vine. So it's day 6, and I hadn't looked at my balcony for 2 days, and when I peeked through the blinds, this hit me like a brick wall, and it took about 3 seconds to process this and realize that wasn't one of my existing plant series. It was all these seedlings that had popped out in a ring, like a fairy ring of mushrooms. So it's a beautiful sight with all this lush foliage appearing from a barren pot in just 6 days. I don't know the exact date at which things started popping out of the soil. It could have been day 4, day 5, or even, who knows. I don't think it was day 3 though. I probably did some work on the balcony prior to that. So here's a 360 view on my Lazy Susan. You can see this area, which is particularly striking because all those seedlings just pushed out plates of dried potting mix. So basically all the water I had showered in and that was existing in the potting mix on day 0 went into these plant cells, combined with a rapid growth that created all this volume to push everything out of the way and create a upheaval in the potting mix. So I imagine there's going to be a lot more shifting around because I have so many seedlings here. This is very interesting. I've never planted this many seeds at one time, and I think it's something I'll probably be doing in the future, unless it's something like mango again, where you only have one giant seed and not many attempts, unless you're willing to eat 100 mangoes and try. But that would be a lot of work. So I'm going to do some showering, watering from the top. In my showering can, it has a 3-liter capacity. Got this off Amazon.com. It's been a great boon to my plant growing because it typically doesn't disturb the soil along with the foliage. As you can see now, there's chunks of potting mix for some of these stuck on the top. Some of them have seed coats still attached. So I'll just water like this, and you'll notice it's a very gentle stream. Nothing gets disturbed. And I'm not going to do any manipulations yet. And I just want to see what happens to this pot over the next few days and weeks. Typically with the other melon vines, or vines in general, such as passion fruit, it seems like one dominates unless they're evenly spaced apart sufficiently. Then, like in my first series of growing regarding honeydew, I had 3 vines, but still there was a dominant one. And I suspect that'll be the case here. I don't know if it's going to be in the middle. I think it might be that lone one in the middle. But in any case, there are so many first movers. I mean, they're all tied at this point. I expect the ones that are closer to us to not do as well because they'll dry out quicker, and the ones that are away from us to also not do as well because they lack in sunlight compared to stuff in the middle. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another episode soon.